4 weeks into the League One season, and it's finally time to open up another chapter in the history of City Stadium. Today, Richmond Kickers hosting Forward Madison FC in today's match presented by CBS 6. I'm Chris McCovic. Happy to have you with us here in the heart of the state of Virginia, where Richmond Kickers opening up their home here for the 2020 season. Two teams really across the country from each other, but eerily similar starts to this 2020 campaign. For the Richmond Kickers, their campaign finally starting back on July 25th at Greenville. Disappointing end to that one, but Matt Bolduc lighting up the outside on the wing. We'll see if he can do the same today, notching a goal there for the Richmond Kickers. But unfortunately, a bit of upheaval in the second half to start things. Akira Fitzgerald having to leave due to an injury at the break, and then Matt Broomall giving up that 15 seconds into the second half. Terzaghi did get one back late on. Richmond showing their prowess on the offensive end, but unfortunately, too little too late, too many mistakes by them, and the 1-goal loss. For Madison on the other end, in El Plastico, gave up an early goal to Redzik, and North Texas, their offense really seemed to get going here in 2020. But Madison, they looked bright in certain spots from the wings. Their Giro was on pretty great form in the match, setting up that play in the end where Vucic scored the goal. And in the end, it was a 1-goal loss for Madison due to Damas getting his account going here in 2020 after winning the Golden Boot last year. So for both sides, a 1-goal loss and then 0-0 draws to match with that last week. So two sides that really have looked sharp in their losses, but now are trying to bring everything together in this third match of the season on both sides. And certainly two sides that would love to end that goal drought as well, both over 100 minutes, and lots to be proud of so far. Richmond Kickers, their high press going really successfully against the Greenville defense. On the other side, Madison trying to work some kinks out of the offense of their own. The Henny Derby, just one matchup between the two. This year, we'll see who can come out on top. Trophy has to be awarded, and it's coming up next on ESPN+.
When building our home, I knew that the stone was going to be the absolute foundation to our house. I knew it needed to be durable, but also I wanted it to be beautiful. I love working with Absolute Stone Design because their customer service is top-notch, their staff is super friendly, and most of all, they truly care.
Come explore Absolute Stone Design's reimagined showroom, featuring our all-new shower and flooring galleries. No dream home is complete without Absolute Stone Design.
You are the center of a universe. That's what we've learned in 160 years serving our community. Everybody means the world to someone. So when you're in here, or if someday you find yourself in here, and when all you can think about is the world that revolves around you, we'll be a world that revolves around you too. Bon Secours, healthcare for the universe of you.
Wake up, it's time to go. Wake up and hear the flow. Welcome in here. Welcome. Hello, sunshine. Hello, sunshine.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Most auto insurers love when you have two cars, and they love it even more when you have a driveway full, because they get to charge you more. At Elephant Insurance, we believe the more cars you have, the more you save. We call it the Elephant Multi-Car Discount. It's like buying in bulk, and you can save up to 25%. Take control of your car insurance. Quote online today and see what you can save at elephant.com.
Welcome back here into City Stadium. Richmond Kickers and Forward Madison going at it. The United Soccer League, all 47 championship and League One clubs, and its players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. Please join us for a 15-second moment of silence as we are all united against racism.
Fans, bring your American flag to any one of the 13 Puritan Cleaners locations, and they'll clean it for free. Puritan Cleaners urges you to fly your American
Richmond Kickers and Forward Madison FC going at it here from City Stadium in tonight's match presented by Woodfin. Happy to have you with us as we get set for the action in front of us tonight. You see the man on the left there, Emiliano Terzaghi, scored that goal on the header against Greenville Triumph 2 weeks ago to get a goal back late on in the match against the current leaders of League One. He's our player to watch presented by CBS 6, and he's featured in the lineup today. And we'll see have to see where he fits in, if it's in the midfield or higher up. He's been dropping back a bit, helping out the wingers spread things out. Luke Pavone makes a start getting in there to get things going today. And for Forward Madison FC on the other side, Jamel Cox going up against his former head coach from FC Tucson. He gets the start out there for Forward Madison, along with Alan Rodriguez getting the start at 16 years old. Some caps in there for the U.S. Youth National Team at the U15 level. Those lineups presented by Absolute Stone Design. We're off and running here from Richmond, Virginia. Another chapter in the history of City Stadium. It's the Kickers and Forward Madison going at it today here in USL League One. I'm Chris Makoviak, happy to have you with us here for some League One soccer on this Saturday. Opening fixture of today's action, and two sides very eager to get into the win column, try to get 3 points on the board here this season. Early on, it's Richmond on the attack. Terzaghi's ball sent away though, and here's Don Smart. Both sides scoreless draws last week. Both sides 1-goal losses 2 weeks ago. For Richmond, a lot of upheaval in their season already, 2 postponements so far. And hit really hard by the schedule, to say the least, to start this year. Something that has to be frustrating for their squad, but they have dealt with it well. Head coach Darren Sawatsky telling us that really he gave his players some time off in the last few days to get mentally checked back in after so many stops and starts. And he joked around with us saying, at this point, I don't even know if we're playing this weekend. But of course, we're on the field today. Good ball over the top and right back over into the arms of Marchetta. Trimmingham getting his second start in a row for Madison. Head coach Daryl Shore telling us he wasn't 100% match fit, so they wanted to get him a quick 45 minutes in there, see how he was feeling. And he's back out there today, which is obviously a good sign. He had a good week of training, according to Shore. Big physical center back that should cause some damage here in USL League One. There's Terzaghi, the Argentine. Good run here, and the flag is up offsides here against the Richmond Kickers. Now let's take a look at our player to watch tonight, presented by CBS 6, and Emiliano Terzaghi is that man. He's someone that has not really adapted himself really to the United States yet, because this is his first stop as a pro in the United States. He's still learning English a bit, but despite that, Darren Sawatsky speaking so highly of him. Despite that, he has really formed into a leader for the young guys on the squad, and he's someone that Sawatsky really expects to develop more and more as the season goes on and make an impact more and more. We already saw that header. He's playing the center backs against the Triumph, and it's a good sign for the Richmond offense to get things going here in 2020. Here's Akira Fitzgerald at the back. Team of the Week honors here in USL League One after making 8 saves to help get the 1 point, the draw at Tormenta early last week. It's been about a week and a half since the Kickers have been on the field. And Fitzgerald sends us off into the sun. Magales has to handle it well. 2 changes at the back line for the Richmond Kickers. Magales back out there along with Scott Thompson. Retroactively, it was Wahab Akwe that received a 2-match suspension in the last few days for an incident during the Greenville match. So he'll be suspended for this one and then the following match. Missed header there, leaping all the way up. And Richmond on the attack, ball sent in, headed back away by Trimmingham, and here's Smart. Ian Antley on the right side. He's at the right back spot as Scott Thompson fills in on the left side. Trimmingham a missed touch there, but Giro helps out his teammate. Two sides meeting 3 times last year. All 1-0 results. This year, this is the only matchup due to the rescheduling. And so, of course, determine also the Henny Derby winner. The rivalry developed by the fans of both sides, the Featherstone Flamingos and River City 93. Back all the way to Marchetta, the Austrian keeper. It's Rodriguez. That's the pressure Richmond likes to give. Here's Antley. Vucic able to win it back there in the midfield, spreading it wide. Madison unable to get it out of their own end early on. Pausing the action will be a throw in the other way. Now let's take a look at our keys to the game. Richmond, we're already seeing it, that counterattack quickly with the press, trying to get some possession off of it. And for Madison, really the key, read that press. Daryl Shore saying to us that he wants them to find the weak side and move towards that side, try to exploit them sticking out a bit too long. Here's Trimmingham. Daryl Shore saying to us about the Triumph match, 0-0 draw last week, that really he felt that it was overall a bad game. Said as a fan he probably wouldn't have enjoyed watching that one. There wasn't much action in it, back and forth, but he took some positives away from it. He did say that his team, they pride themselves in being difficult to break apart and decipher, and indeed that was the case. They got the clean sheet on the day. They got a point out of it. And the first time they were playing on the surface at Hart Park in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. But while he was proud with the defense, he was unhappy with the offense and their ability to connect at times. Felt they weren't on the same wavelength at times, and the last few days of training really has been a focus on developing those offensive patterns and trying to work on that together. They do have a new number 9 up top this season, and Wojcik, so still developing that chemistry. It was interesting entering that match against Greenville. Brandon Fricke out with a red card that he received in the match against Richmond for Greenville. And also Evan Lee, the other center back for the Triumph, also out. So Daryl Shore came into that night with really facing a new look Triumph squad. And the only man that was in his normal position on the back line for the Triumph was Abdi Muhammad. Tyler Pollock, the left back, a stellar left back here in League One, was a center back. Cesar Murillo, who was with North Texas last season, he was at the other center back spot. And Trevor Schwartz was at the left back spot. He was a former Toronto FC 2-man last year. Richmond on the attack. Here's Pavone. Only 4 appearances for him last year. Now getting his first start of 2020. But for Daryl Shore, he enters against that. Just really one normal starter out there for Greenville. And he said that really he felt like it was more difficult to break up those two center backs for the Triumph as a shot comes. Herzagi finding the back of the net. Point blank in the box. He has his second goal of the season. Emiliano Terzaghi bodying up here with Tobin, finds the crease and gets it by Drimmingham for his second goal of the season.
Richmond goal scored.
What a
by
start
number
for the Kickers
32,
at home.
Emiliano Terzaghi.
And that right there, why he's a CBS 6 player to watch. That goal brought to you by Terzaghi and Elephant Insurance. Well, if there's one way to get the Red Army going, it's certainly that. Limited number of fans here, limited capacity for the Richmond Kickers. They usually fit about 5,000 here. Said they were letting in around 1,000. A good showing already with great crowd noise. Here's Madison trying to respond early on. J.C. Banks out to the right side. Play on, says our head official, Matt Franz, seasoned referee out of the USL Championship. J.C. Banks still down. And he'll be kicked out by his teammates as he'll be checked on. Looked like at the time it was Luke Pavone that went in there for the challenge. Let's take another look here on the Absolute Stone Design replay. It'll be a key opportunity for Madison. Advantage was played, so we'll see if Matt Franz does bring this back. Twelfth minute of action. If you're just joining us, already a goal for the Kickers. Terzaghi in there with his second of the season. This will instead be a drop ball back to Giro and over to forward Madison. Back all the way to Magalhães, the Brazilian. Falk. Smart. And he gives it up. The back to J.C. Banks as Kraft couldn't get to it. Rodriguez. It's Paulo Jr. giving that up out of play. It's back over to Richmond. That's the dangerous Richmond offense that we kind of saw against the Triumph. And both head coaches, Daryl Shore and Darren Sawatsky, made the joke to us on our calls this week about, Richmond scoring 4 goals against the Triumph, 2 against themselves. But now Madison trying to score on the other end. Here comes Cox. Jamel Cox upended by Ian Antley. And now back all the way to Fitzgerald. But Sawatsky saying that really all that proves is that they are capable of scoring against the top teams in the league. That includes a veteran team like Madison. Returns a lot of faces from last year. Foul called, and it'll be Richmond ball here in the 14th. Terzaghi, you can already see stepping back a bit more in the midfield today. Maybe more of a creative force for those wingers. Here's Antley. Native of Sharpsburg, Georgia. Antley puts it in. That would have been a dangerous ball, but Connor Tobin dealt with it. Tobin, the leader in League One clearances last year with 132. He led Madison in minutes played as well in his 28 starts. Here's Riley Kraft. Signed to Richmond back on August 23rd of 2019. Made 8 appearances, 4 starts for David Bulow. Of course, here with Darren Sawatsky in 2020. He has the corner here. Cleared away at the near post by Trimmingham. This will be out for a throw-in. A weird look today for the Madison defense. No Eric Leonard out there, a staple for Daryl Shore. He's on the bench today, and Daryl Shore telling us this week that really Eric Leonard would agree with you, did not have the greatest performance on the ball against the Greenville Triumph last Friday. But potentially someone we will see with those 5 substitutions as the match goes on. Alan Rodriguez in that spot today in the midfield. U15 international for the United States. And one of those 3 Chicago Fire loanees. Upended, Trimmingham with a foul. Will we see a card early in the match? Indeed we will. As Luke Pavone went down. Good sportsmanship though by Trimmingham, as he has shown yellow here to start the day in Richmond, Virginia.
Yellow card issued to forward Madison, number 44.
That's the first of the season for the Trinidad and Tobago international. Played last year with FC Miami City in USL League 2, 2 goals and 9 appearances. That's a tough one, heavy collision. Very close there to getting the ball first though, but should be worthy of a card, as Kraft will be on the end of this one. The 22-year-old standing over it. 3 created chances so far this season in his 2 starts. A 2-man wall for Madison on the other end. There's Kraft. Back post headed away just in time by Tobin. Back post run in the end by Bolaños. And it's out in favor of Pavone and the Kickers. Scott Thompson stepping up. Spent the previous 2 years with the Richmond Kickers, 22 appearances last year. Making his 2nd start of the early season. Now Terzaghi, quick turn, he goes down. We play on. Long ball by Cox. No one really there though, as Magali's after this, and it goes out of play to the Kickers. There's Kyle Venter. He actually missed that match against the Greenville Triumph, so not only did the Kickers not have Akira Fitzgerald for the 2nd half, they did not have Kyle Venter, which was a huge signing coming out of FC Tucson. Of course, someone that Darren Sawatsky brought over. There's Matt Bolduck, a goal scorer in that match against the Triumph. Richmond last year finishing 9th on the table. 9-14-5 their record, 32 points. 5-6-3 here at City Stadium. Over the top, down the sidelines, back to Madison. Madison on the other side, 4th. Of course, made the playoffs last year in League One. Falling 2-0 to North Texas in the semis. A solid season they're trying to build on. Ball head, back to Marchetta, no clear. Rodriguez, now wide to Giro, making his 3rd start. Down the sideline, and this will trickle out on the left side of the field. Be a throw in for the Richmond Kickers. Ainley a long throw in. It's back to Madison though. Pato Diaz right back today. All-league first team a year ago. These fullbacks really talented for Madison. Giro really developed that goal-scoring play against North Texas. You see his ability getting up the wing there. And then also Eli Lockaby on the bench today for Madison. Not seeing a start just yet for Darryl Shore. He played for Richmond last year. Darren Sawatsky this season at the helm for the Richmond Kickers under his friend and former teammate, Rob Ukrop. An exciting day for Darren Sawatsky, finally getting to play a home match for the Richmond Kickers. He said it's something he's still adjusting to living in Richmond because he spent around 3 months recently, of course, on his couch like the rest of us, waiting for soccer to begin again. But now a real opportunity today to enjoy the sights and sounds of kicker soccer. A bit of a moving day here in the 2020 League One table. Second place through 11th place, all separated by just 5 points. And then Greenville at the very top of the standings at 10 points after 4 matches. Cross in for Richmond. Back to Giro. Both of these sides on 1 point so far. It's going to be a big jump up the table if they can get the win today. And Tormenta, they do play tonight, so a chance to solidify second place if they do win. But at the same time, after tonight, they will have 5 matches already played. So they're in trouble. They can't get the 3 points against Fort Lauderdale. And meanwhile, on the other side for Fort Lauderdale, they're really in need of any points. 2 matches and 2 losses so far. Shot coming from Banks, but a wishful one up into the crowd behind Akira Fitzgerald. At this point, Fitzgerald just wants a ball to kick. They're 22 minutes on. 9 saves so far for the Japanese keeper. 73 saves last year, second in the league. Since 1947, Select has been a leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of USL League One and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit SelectSportAmerica.com. The Select ball working its way down the field with the help of Fitzgerald. Here's Trimmingham stepping up. This is the second straight match. We've seen this combo of Connor Tobin and Trimmingham. Trimmingham playing most of his career in the Trinidad and Tobago Pro League since 2014. Someone very familiar to international soccer fans, of course, on the bench for that World Cup qualifying match against the United States. Of course, most people do remember. Out of play, as Sawatsky will take a kick to it. Ball sent up ahead. Terzaghi on the run. Tried to get a deflection, indeed he did, but no. Goal kick, says Matt Franz, and it's going to be in favor of Madison. Terzaghi playing his entire career before this in Argentina. Played at Banfield for a majority of it. So we look at the absolute stone design replay of Trimmingham, and then Terzaghi once more out of play. With Terzaghi, Banfield for a few years playing under Matias Almeida, the now San Jose Earthquakes head coach. Here's Banks, a veteran in his own right on the other side. Switching to the number 10 this season. And one of the few players on Madison that is actually a Wisconsin native out of Milwaukee. His birthday coming up at the end of the month. He'll be 31 at that point. Ball down the field. Giro on the run towards the end line. Giro puts it in and cleared. Giro takes the signage with him as well. He'll be slow to get up after that. We'll take another look here on the Absolute Stone Design replay. Great hustle there, tried to stop himself, but he and the sign got all of that one. Banks and Giro there for this corner kick. There's Banks, service in. Knocked away. Smart keeps it alive, led Madison in scoring a year ago. Now Giro, service back over, but over everyone will be cleared away as Pavone gives a clap over to the Red Army. The 3 matches last year between these two sides, they occurred basically within a month, as it was August 10th, August 24th, and September 14th. Madison winning 2 of the 3, going 2-1 against the Kickers last year. Going from 28 matches to 16 matches this season. This will be the only meeting of what is now the Henny Derby. I'd like to welcome all the fans tuning in, not only to ESPN Plus, but also CBS 6.3, as the new TV deal was announced between the Richmond Kickers and CBS 6.3. Another home for Richmond Kickers soccer this season. Now Tobin out of the back. There's Diaz. Diaz actually a trialist for LAFC back before the initial preseason. A lot of attention. Mexican product. Seeing time in the top 3 tiers of Mexican soccer before making his way to Madison. Here's Kraft. Bulldog. Good through ball. Antley's there, but lets it go out. It did take a deflection, so wanting that corner kick. It's the second of the match for the Richmond Kickers. And Kraft once again will take it. The Roseville, Virginia native. Kraft, service in. Headed away once again by Trimmingham at that near post. He had the first corner kick there. Oh, Cox, great step. Jamel Cox running. Tried to flick it on, wanted a handball, but nothing coming from our head referee as it was off Thompson's chest, it looked like. And quickly the other way, here come the Kickers. Through ball, Pavone on the run. Still Pavone, cuts it back. No one there on his side as Madison takes over. Wojcik still all the way back from that corner kick a few moments ago. Again, Madison, they were trying to develop their offensive patterns a bit in the attacking third. That'll certainly help give them some room on the attack. And for Daryl Shore and his side, it's been about the placement really of Wojcik. New to the squad, came from Hartford Athletic last year. And he's been kind of drifting wide a little bit, a tendency of his that Daryl Shore has seen in training and in matches. He's trying to get him to keep a more central position to open up the lanes on the outside for the winger so he can distribute more A late touch there from Falk. Free kick to forward Madison. Banks. Long one off the tip of the glove of Fitzgerald. It's a corner kick, second one so far for Madison. And Banks will jog over to take that one here in the 30th. Two teams struggling to get shot on target opportunities so far this season. 2.5 per game for Richmond, 1.5 per game for Madison. Giro, Banks, stolen away. Out of play, it stays with Madison. The key stop by Bolaños. Here's Smart. Grabbed out of the air by Fitzgerald. Third start for Fitzgerald. Had that clean sheet against Tormenta, and he left at halftime against Greenville after he went down awkwardly after he had to jump up and clear a ball at the edge of the box. Foul called here. As Diaz went down against Pavone. And good sportsmanship there at the end of it. So now in our hydration break, first one of two tonight in City Stadium. And a beautiful City Stadium, and good to see fans out, social distancing in the stands, taking in a beautiful night of soccer as it's the home opener here in historic City Stadium. This hydration break presented by Woodfin. And for City Stadium, a few refurbishments as well from the ownership group of the Richmond Kickers. You can see the light poles pushed back there behind the stands, along with new LED lights that we may see later on, and a few new murals as well, which was a staple last year, changing things up here in 2020 as well. As our VA is united, just like the entire USL here in the Black Lives Matter cultural movement. That's a big part of the Henny Derby we see before us today. But other additions for the renovations so far for the Richmond Kickers. Those LED lights added in that we should see in action as the match goes on, along with the light poles moved behind the stands, but also Wi-Fi access throughout the stadium with new fiber lines put down, enhanced speaker systems and in-stadium sound systems. And a big part of keeping the field going and its preparation for these matches, a new field irrigation system, and of course other additional updates to wiring and additions to the concourse area, as you can see with the murals, and you can see fans already enjoying some of that Wi-Fi in attendance today as we're about to get back underway as our hydration break presented by Woodfin concludes. A great investment from the new ownership. Bouncing through, tough one to take. Cox strikes, and a big save. Left leg stop by Fitzgerald. Jamel Cox on his game tonight. Had 3 tallies for Tucson last year. Almost found his first for Madison in his first start in the pink. Another look here. What a stop by Fitzgerald. Team of the week, and he might be up for save of the week this week. Whistles blow on the other end of the field. And this will be coming back. And offsides was the call in Richmond, and looked like Sawatsky getting into the ear of the fourth official just a little bit on that one. Bolaños now. driving down the other way, leading the team in created chances so far with 5 in the first 2 matches. Marchetta will take this in. Marchetta 10 saves in the first 2 matches. Played most recently in the German 4th Division, but was on trial with the Seattle Sounders back a few months ago when Darryl Shore picked him up for Madison. A free kick at midfield here in the 35th. Don't miss a minute of action in 2020. Sign up today and get alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for Forward Madison or the Richmond Kickers, and then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Plus, of course, get reminders on your team's next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. Venter taking it from the back. Another former Tucson man, but he sends it out of play. Foul called, it stays with Madison, but for Darren Sawatsky, away from his connections to FC Tucson before that for years. Great development of players with the Seattle Sounders organization. He worked as their youth development director and was the head coach of their U23 team that competes in USL League 2. Also spent some time leading the Tacoma Stars in the MASL. That's another stop for Jamel Cox in his career. Now Madison on the attack in the final third. Out of play. And this will stay on this end with Madison. Paulo Jr. now must take one right in front of the Red Army. Jr. second team All-League last year. 5 goals, 5 assists, with 2 assists also coming against El Paso in the Open Cup. That was a huge victory on the road for Forward Madison in their run. Ended in St. Louis. Giro will come up and take it instead. He had a brace in that Open Cup run as well. He'll try his hand in an assist here as it's cleared. Rodriguez runs up, can't get there. Here comes Richmond. Luke Pavone, but cleared by Smart, a big stop by the Jamaican midfielder. Don Smart making a play a little more centrally here today in the formation. Darryl Shore telling us in the call this week that he likes to drift that way a little bit, and that's where they kind of move him when they bring in those second half subs. Said they feel like they're wingers, really deep section of the team. That's why we could see Cox move in there to fill one of those roles on the wings today, and Smart can play a little more distribution in the lineup. Here's Tobin. And Tobin and Madison came to play in Richmond last year. Really a caravan of fans coming from North Carolina, of North Carolina FC in the USL Championship to see Tobin. A fan favorite there, just like he is in Madison now. Giro stepping up, lays it off for Cox. Chip over ahead. Good move by Cox. Antley retreats, making a tackle. It's a corner kick for Madison. Antley played under Sawatsky at Sounders U23, and it looked like Antley got the ball there. Even made the motion around getting the ball. Here's Banks. Banks, service in. Back post, Fitzgerald tried to get a touch to it. Not sure if he did, and indeed it will stay with Madison. That seems to be what happened. And Rodriguez will take it. Rodriguez, part of the 2019 CONCACAF U15 championship team with the United States. Now he's at 16 years old. Started club play with the Indiana Fire Academy. And then, of course, with the Chicago Fire Academy. Paulo Jr. runs up to get this one. The Brazilian throws it in. Smart looking for a foul, but instead it goes the other way. And already some frustrations blooming here in City Stadium. Don Smart disagreeing with that call. Let's take a look at this and see what happened. Don Smart seemed very convinced that he was receiving the ball there. And in fact, goes to Fitzgerald. Smart, 5 assists, along with leading the team in goals last year. Here he is on the ball. Out wide, good run by Giro. Cox now, he'll retreat though. Ian Antley handles it well there. Now Smart. Out wide to Pato Diaz. Ball sent in, a skip. Banks, quick turn, still Banks. And the attempted clearance going the wrong direction. This will be a corner kick once again for Madison. Their 5th of this first half. On the absolute stone design replay, Banks almost got off a great opportunity on his left boot, but caught up just a little bit. As it'll be Giro that comes over and takes this kick. Broke through on the forward Madison squad after scoring a hat trick for Minnesota United in their preseason against Tucson. Here's Giro. Near post, flick on. Antley was there though with the stop, and Kraft will clear. 3 combined shots between the two teams early on. There's 2 shots on target, and one being a Terzaghi goal, as this will go back to the kickers. Fitzgerald will take his time with this one. Madison entered this one with 120 minutes of scoreless play. That will continue maybe another 45 here as we tick down towards halftime. Terzaghi from far out. Seemed like he went down after some contact. We'll see what the call is here. And it looks like Marchetta will get the goal kick. Played 7 years in the Austrian lower leagues. There's Tribbingham. How to play down the field. So at least early this season, it seems like the duo at the back will be Tribbingham and Tobin. Of course, keep in mind that Jalen Chrysler is out again. So he might have something to say in the equation once he's back fit. Chrysler actually someone that should be familiar with Sawatsky as a former Sounders U23 man for 2 years. As play pauses once again, this will be brought back as Venter sent it down the field. Very disciplined Madison team last year. Second fewest fouls conceded, fourth in yellow cards. But you look at Richmond on the other side, fewest fouls conceded. And we're having a very physical match tonight, a lot of fouls already for two teams that did not give up a lot last year. There's McGall-Hayes. Came up through the Houston Dynamo system. There's Venter. Giro getting caught up with Antley. Here's Cox with some room. Jamel Cox trying to get it to the outside, and Venter's there. A roll out of play. 3 minutes of stoppage time here in City Stadium. And our U-Crops stoppage time. And Fitzgerald and Richmond will look to burn that out. Got off to an early start with that Terzaghi goal, his second of the season. And they've been able to keep away the Flamingos for now. An excellent end to 2019 for Madison. A rough start here in 2020. In their final 5 matches last year, 3 wins, 2 draws, 11 points to make a run up the table. And of course, finished off with a 1-0 win over their rivals, Lansing Ignite. And that was due to the goal from J.C. Banks in that one. As Cox goes out and back to the kickers. Shot comes right off of Trimmingham. Bolaños was there. Trimmingham again, another stop, clears it. Terzaghi, still the Argentine. Terzaghi turns, goes down, somehow still on his feet, and he and Giro get tangled up. Tensions boiling as we're about to hit the locker room. What hustle from Terzaghi, staying with the play, almost opened things up towards the box. Just couldn't make it happen, trying to find his third of the season. Banks, good spin. Now Cox steps over. Cox from far out. Jamel Cox, good engine on the field early on. Couldn't find that one on target. Richmond has definitely dictated things in the first half. See if that continues into the second half. Madison did a great job going down the wings, but just have not been able to find that finishing touch inside the box early on. Throw in now at midfield as Thompson heads over to the ball. This would be the first time Richmond is leading at the break. And indeed it is. Richmond Kickers heading into the half with a 1-0 lead, courtesy of their Argentine forward, Emiliano Terzaghi, a name that continues to need to be known here in League One, his second of the season. This side up 1-0, a rough start of the second half against Greenville. We'll see how it goes for him in the second 45 against Madison here today as Daryl Shore and his squad go back to the drawing board here on the road. Coming up, plenty of coverage from around USL League One right here, though, in City Stadium. 1-0 to the Richmond Kickers at the break.
When building our home, I knew that the stone was going to be the absolute foundation to our house. I knew it needed to be durable, but also I wanted it to be beautiful. I love working with Absolute Stone Design because their customer service is top-notch, their staff is super friendly, and most of all, they truly care.
Come explore Absolute Stone Design's reimagined showroom, featuring our all-new shower and flooring galleries. No dream home is complete without Absolute Stone Design.
You are the center of a universe. That's what we've learned in 160 years serving our community. Everybody means the world to someone. So when you're in here, or if someday you find yourself in here, and when all you can think about is the world that revolves around you, we'll be a world that revolves around you too. Bon Secours, healthcare for the universe of you.
It's a brand new year, but things will be different. It won't be easy, but we can help you prepare. Together we can overcome these challenges. We'll help your family make informed decisions so you can go safely back to school. Stories every day on CBS 6 and WTVR.com.
Making things easier for you has never been more important. At Atlantic Union Bank, here's what that means. Pull up to our drive-thru, where service meets safety. With debit card controls, turn your personal card off if you suspect fraud, then turn it back on when everything's okay. And remember our free identity theft resolution services, because hackers never rest. Just a few ways we make banking easier. Learn more at AtlanticUnionBank.com.
Welcome back here into City Stadium at the break between Forward Madison.
I ain't doing shit. We're not starting the second half till the sun's going.
He and the club mutually terminating the contract that he was on currently. He scored this goal last year for David Bulow and the squad, made 22 starts for them in their inaugural League One campaign, but you can see how much he played for the Kickers over the last 2 years and really what he meant to the overall organization. Came up through the DC United ranks as a homegrown signing and then moved his way down south into Richmond, Virginia, and he will be definitely missed by the fans here and supporters of the Richmond Kickers. But along with Chinaski departing came a new face for the Richmond Kickers and head coach Darren Sawatsky, and that being Hassan Pinto, who was signed this week to a contract. A defender just like Chinaski, spent time at Elon 4 years there before going to get his master's at Duke, finishing that, and now ready to fill in at the pro soccer level. And plenty of soccer in the family's blood as well. His father playing at UNC along with his sister currently at UNC, and Brianna Pinto, in fact, part of that CONCACAF championship winning side, the U20 side that is for the U.S. women's national team youth ranks back a few months ago. So a player with a lot of family background in soccer, but of course we'll be looking forward to seeing him out here for the Richmond Kickers soon. Now let's check out what's going on around the U.S. Whips it in, finds the back post. What a finish! What a save by Silvestre! What a curler from the top corner! Oh, what a goal!
It was incredible. The first game I went to, it was just clear that, one, the soccer was quality, entertaining, but then the entire event, it was about even more than soccer.
having this ability to get to know players a little more, you feel a much closer connection.
It's about how we can invest in the community around us.
The USL is proud to bring professional soccer back into our communities and across the ESPN family of networks. Follow your local club and don't miss these exciting matches coming up on ESPN2 or ESPN Deportes.
Dr. George Champus from Northwestern and U.S. Soccer's Chief Medical Officer joins me. Coach, try and describe, as soccer has returned around the country over the past month, the work that you and the doctors at U.S. Soccer and in association with the USL Championship, the work you've put in to make sure everybody remains safe for athletes, staff, referees, and in some cases, fans.
Well, Mike, first, it's great to be with you, and watching the USL getting back on the field is really a special thing. To be perfectly honest with you, it's been a collaboration across, I think, our sport in the United States. I think it's what's been really, while we've seen so many challenges with regards to COVID, one of the really good things is seeing, all of the leagues come together, from USL to CONCACAF to NWSL to MLS to NISA, all of us really banding together as a single sport to find a pathway that is first and foremost healthy, and putting our players and all of the staff, coaches, announcers, referees, a top priority. And then subsequent to that was looking at our youth game, that we as a federation, can we create a very responsible guideline that really resonates across the sport.
Welcome back here into City Stadium. Halftime between the Kickers and Forward Madison. Now let's check out news and notes from around USL League One. And funny enough, already with a 16-game schedule here in 2020, Greenville Tormenta, they're already 25% through their schedule after their battle Wednesday night. Greenville won that 1-0 at the depth with a goal from J.J. Donnelly. Player of the Week honors going to Neil Vignals after he's had a brace in Tormenta's victory over Orlando City B last week. And of course, Neil Vignals on the Team of the Week as well with that, along with Akira Fitzgerald. And what a performance he had to get the 0-0 draw at Tormenta last Tuesday. He had 8 saves for the Kickers, standing behind their defense and getting that clean sheet for Richmond. Power rankings this week in USL League One. In front of us, Forward Madison, Richmond Kickers. Personally, feel the Kickers should be maybe a bit higher. Great performance against Greenville a few weeks ago, but already they should be moving up at least a spot with New England 2 going down to OCB last night 2-0. Forward Madison also a great opportunity today to jump up the power rankings. Scoreboard so far this week, Greenville and Orlando City B getting the victories so far. All eyes really on North Texas against Chattanooga, really just to see if Breck Evans comes out and plays tonight. The captain and really an excellent defender in League One last year. Could be a big boost for Eric Quill and his side here in 2020. Upcoming schedule, a whole lot of Red Wolves. They play tonight against North Texas and Wednesday against Union Omaha. And then next Saturday, they head on the road to face Greenville, the top team in the league, still safe at 10 points on the table through their matches to this point. Now, a really crammed standings overall. You might want to call this moving day here in USL League One. Greenville's safe for another week at the top of the standings, but Tormenta, their spot really in danger. They have a game tonight against Fort Lauderdale where they can solidify themselves as the second club in the standings, but Chattanooga, Omaha, North Texas, they are hungry, ready to jump up to that second spot if they can today with 3 points. Of course, here in front of us today at City Stadium, Forward Madison and Richmond trying to jump up those standings. We'll see if either side can get their first win of the season as we move into our second half coming up next.
When building our home, I knew that the stone was going to be the absolute foundation to our house. I knew it needed to be durable, but also I wanted it to be beautiful. I love working with Absolute Stone Design because their customer service is top-notch, their staff is super friendly, and most of all, they truly care.
Come explore Absolute Stone Design's reimagined showroom, featuring our all-new shower and flooring galleries. No dream home is complete without Absolute Stone Design.
You are the center of a universe. That's what we've learned in 160 years serving our community. Everybody means the world to someone. So when you're in here, or if someday you find yourself in here, and when all you can think about is the world that revolves around you, we'll be a world that revolves around you too. Bon Secours, healthcare for the universe of you.
My husband was laid off. We bought a house a week before. Sorry.
We're doing everything that we can, but I would just ask people to be patient.
Patience has run thin for people trying to collect their unemployment. Our station has been flooded with emails from viewers trying to get help, like this one. I've been calling for weeks since the end of March, basically every single day. CBS 6 is committed to holding state leaders accountable because you deserve a response.
Making things easier for you has never been more important. At Atlantic Union Bank, here's what that means. Pull up to our drive-thru, where service meets safety. With debit card controls, turn your personal card off if you suspect fraud, then turn it back on when everything's okay. And remember our free identity theft resolution services, because hackers never rest. Just a few ways we make banking easier. Learn more at AtlanticUnionBank.com.
Welcome back here into City Stadium. Richmond Kickers up 1-0 at the half. And our halftime report presented by Bon Secours as we get set to look at our first half highlights here from City Stadium. And Richmond Kickers, they looked fast 2 weeks ago against the Triumph, and they started off pretty quickly here, as we'll see in our highlights, presented by Elephant Insurance. And it began with this pressure down the wing that we're seeing early on so far here in 2020 from the Kickers. Terzaghi kind of created this himself, bodied up, turned around, and kicked it into the back of the net. A great finish for him, getting his second of the season. And the Kickers up 1-0 in a really critical match for both of these sides to try to get a result from. And for the Kickers, they would be winners of the Henny Derby here to start off the 2020 campaign. Here Terzaghi again, just straight through the legs of Trimmingham, and a great look for the Argentine as he gets his account going once again for another week in USL League One. Some heavy collisions as well for the two teams with the fewest fouls conceded in 2019. Very physical battle early on between the two sides. Trimmingham there in the book early on here to start our match tonight, and Kraft sending one in and heading it away. A few chances from the set pieces for Richmond, but not much coming out of the chances beyond that Terzaghi goal early on. That's their only shot on goal so far. They have 3 shots total so far today. Their best chance for Madison, though, was Cox running down the field and getting them one off the shin of Fitzgerald. Cox has been excellent on the left wing for forward Madison early on. Probably look to him to try and create something in the initial stages of the second half. As you can see on the stats from the first half, Madison, Richmond, both 3 shots, both 1 on target. A very even battle overall with 2 offenses that haven't really been able to get going for Madison. Maybe looking for some more central play on the offensive end as we get going in the second half. Richmond, though, they're up 1-0, and that's all that matters right now, trying to get their second straight shutout with Fitzgerald at the back.
Interrupting play in any manner shall be ejected.
Kraft over the ball at midfield as we get things going here in the second half at City Stadium with the referee's whistle. Matt Franz has us going as we're ready for another 45 minutes here from Central Virginia. Again, I'm Chris Makovic here. Happy to have you with us. Home opener for the Richmond Kickers here in 2020 against Forward Madison FC. 2 teams that met 3 times last year. This will be the only meeting of 2020 between the two. Of course, winner of this one will get that golden Hennessy bottle as well as part of the Henny Derby. Rivalry created by the Featherstone Flamingos and River City 93. The fan supporter groups. As it will be Richmond moving from right to left in the second half in the all-red kit, and the pink kit moving from left to right, forward Madison. A reminder, 5 substitutions for either side here in this 2020 season. They can make 3 pauses to the action as well. Wojcik has to send this back after the foul. Out to the near side, Pato Diaz taking it in. And cleared away. Pato meaning duck in Spanish, and his entire family have animal nicknames. His real name, Christian Diaz. As Tobin will take this at the back. Bolaños there with pressure, and over to Marchetta. Red Army in full swing. The drum beating. And find them on the left side of your camera shot near that corner flag. This will be reset for another throw-in. I mentioned Breck Evans' watch for the North Texas game tonight. Well, maybe Eli Lockaby watch for this one, maybe coming off the bench for Madison. Of course, spent his college days at VCU and then 1 year with the Richmond Kickers last year under David Bulow. And signed with forward Madison, a fullback that can really add some speed on the outside, just like Diaz and Giro, as we've seen so far. Wojcik, not too much action for the big man up top. But he's able to flick that one on to help out his teammates as Terzaghi is called for the foul as Smart goes down. The Jamaican looking for a card. Another look here, just a drag down from behind on the Absolute Stone Design replay. Here's Diaz. Bolaños got it back briefly, but it's over to Diaz. Good give and go here. Pato Diaz back to Paulo Jr. Scoops it into the back post, but no one there. Giro keeps it alive. Out of play, and applause from the fans because of the deflection there. It's a goal kick. Akira Fitzgerald at the back. A huge save that we may see up for save of the week in the next few days in League One. Off his left shin as Cox went on the break in that first half. Two years with Tampa Bay Rowdies before making his 26 starts last year for Richmond. Japanese keeper now at 33 years old. Bolaños sends it up. Here's Luke Pavone. Again, Pavone making his first start as Marchetta has to sweep this away. Pavone only 4 appearances last year for Richmond. Along with that, only appeared in the 18 7 times. Native of Rochester, New York. Played in 2018 in Israel. And also some time in MPSL with FC Buffalo and the Rochester Lancers. But today he finds himself in the starting 11 for Darren Sawatsky. Always a great sign under a new head coach. As Bolaños will send that out. Scott Thompson losing it. And a throw-in. Wojcik laying it off. There's Rodriguez down the left flank. The 16-year-old making his professional debut here today. There's Giro giving up the defense, and off to Cox. They'll have to reset. Trimmingham at the back with Tobin. Trimmingham was subbed out after 45 minutes against Greenville as he recovered from an injury. So obviously a good sign in his recovery process to still be out there. There's Smart. Found a little gap there in front of Kraft, but his pass out of play in front of Giro. Here in the 52nd, a dangerous sub as well on the bench for Richmond as Matayo Mwape waits in the wings. Started a match already this season, coming off the bench for the other. And 2 goals, 4 assists last year as Fitzgerald will take this in easily. Fans, follow your club and the rest of USL League One all season long on ESPN+, home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the nearly 8 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN+ and watch League One live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. The next 15 minutes, a couple of starts as well. North Texas at Globe Life Park in Arlington, hosting the Chattanooga Red Wolves with the Golden Boot leader right now with Jake Keegan. It's Greg Hurst for the Red Wolves under new head coach Jimmy Obleda. They're one of the teams with a chance to jump Tormenta for that second spot if Tormenta cannot get a result tonight against Fort Lauderdale. That's the other matchup to keep an eye on after their midweek clash with Greenville, where they gave up a goal in the 91st minute. J.J. Donnelly pouncing on some havoc in the box and putting it in for a 1-0 win for the Triumph. But really a key match for Tormenta from the point of view that this match tonight is their 5th overall. And that's something we saw with Lansing Ignite last year with their schedule. A lot of matches early on. And they were at the top of the table, and they stayed up there to their credit. Before Tormenta, only so much power you can have on your schedule, and that's tonight when you actually hit the field. But after they play tonight, most clubs in the table, other than Greenville, will have 2 matches in hand over Tormenta. Ball over the top. Here's Pavone. Pavone in the box, flicks it up and wide. Looks like he says that he wasn't the last to touch it, and it will stay on this end for a corner kick. Slowed up maybe a bit too much here on the Absolute Stone Design replay. Diaz was there. Maybe it was Diaz that got the flick, and it wasn't a shot there for Pavone. It's a corner kick for the Kickers. Kraft on the end of it. This is their 3rd of the evening. Forward Madison has 5 to this point. Now Kraft, service in. A hop. Still alive, Venter's there. Venter the strike. Still alive, Kraft over. And offsides, the flag went up on the man that took the corner kick, Riley Kraft. Madison building from the back. As we saw in our Kisa game, and we saw in the first 45, they had to deal with that Richmond pressure here in City Stadium and trying to find the weak spots that they can break through on the wings. Daryl Shore saying they want to decide to be calm and patient but quick when they see that opening. Terzaghi goes down and the ball back to Antley. They'll kick it out. So that Terzaghi can be checked on here in the 55th. We'll take another look here. Vucic trying to get possession, it seems, as talk things over. And it will be given back to the Richmond Kickers. Megales. As we talked about at halftime, a lot of turnover in the back line of the Richmond Kickers. A very deep section of the team in this defense, as it was last year. Connor Shinosky leaving after mutual termination of his contract. They do bring in Hassan Pinto as a new player, and Wahab Akwe out for this match and their next one as well. There's Banks. Slide tackle as Richmond gets back possession. Kraft out wide. Here's Bolduck, scored against Greenville. Bolduck up to Terzaghi. Terzaghi cuts it back, still alive, and cleared by Diaz. Play will pause. It goes back to Madison. Brilliant timing, to say the least, by Terzaghi there and Bolduck to get that run going. Another look here as Terzaghi tried to cut it back around that initial challenge from Tobin. And a late step there on the Absolute Stone Design replay. The ball goes back to Madison. Daryl Shore there. Would have loved to be in that locker room for their halftime talk. See the vision of this game and how they try to get going in it. First half, a lot of success with the left side of the field, going up again with Giro and Cox. It's been tough centrally in the field. The moment we're hearing, a sub is about to come in for the Richmond Kickers, and it looks like Mwape is getting set to come on. For now, though, Madison trying an attack and put away by Antley. There's Bolduck out of play, and to Richmond, here's Mwape, the 24-year-old. Seems to be coming in for Bolanos. Really creative, crafty player. Divvy up traffic. 23 appearances last year. Really a great pedigree in USL League Two. Made the League Two semis with Ocean City Nor'easters. And then with the Charlotte Eagles winning the title.
Jonathan Bolanos in the 59th minute.
Bolanos leaving tonight. As the native of Miramar, Florida, will give way to the attacking midfielder, Mwape, here in the 59. Along with those two League One matches in the next few moments. Also, Nightcap One, Late Night League One is back this evening as Keno North Stadium in Tucson, Arizona will have its first match of the season. FC Tucson hosting Union Omaha, and Omaha a brilliant victory off of their press and counterattack against North Texas at Warner Park last week. So a real test for them to see how true that victory was, if they are really a contender here in League One. They can go on the road and get the points. So far, they haven't given up a goal either in the first two matches. A 0-0 draw against New England 2, and then that 1-0 win over North Texas. A great opportunity as well for FC Tucson in search of redemption after going down to Chattanooga last week. Depending how Tormenta fares against Fort Lauderdale, two teams in that matchup that can end up in second place if things go their way tonight. There's Banks. Kraft with the stop. Good through ball, but Tobin all over it. after today. Next up for the Richmond Kickers. Looking at FC Tucson hosting that match next week. Of course, on ESPN Plus and WTVR CBS 6.3. And a long road trip for Tucson as that goes out of play. The other side for Madison, after heading home from City Stadium, they'll be looking at a fixture against South Georgia Tormenta FC back at Hart Park on Friday.
Don't worry about that, Rain.
Thompson, Terzaghi. Out of play. Rodriguez trying to get a hold of it, but it'll be back to Thompson. Brick, New Jersey native will look to take it.
Substitutions for forward Madison. Entering the match, number 38, Alex Monis, replacing number 14, Jamel Cox.
Monis coming on for Cox. That a big change considering the success of Cox so far. You can see Brandon Eaton getting set to come on as well. He'll be entering the midfield. And he'll be on
welcome back to Richmond,
for
number 6,
Alan
Brandon
Rodriguez.
Eaton. Replacing number 39, Alan Rodriguez.
A good showing by Rodriguez in his pro debut, getting the start before Daryl Shore. So Brandon Eaton coming on and spent 2018 with the Richmond Kickers, making 12 appearances over 2 years, though, had 15 appearances on the field. Spent his collegiate days at Virginia Tech and then VCU. There's Bolduc, takes a strike, Bolduc off the post, Terzaghi there and skies it. Can't find that insurance tally here in the 63rd. Matt Bolduc looking for his second of the season. All he found was the frame. Alex Monis, the winger, another one of those Chicago Fire loanees. Homegrown signing for Chicago in MLS back in March. Monis, someone that is on Shore's radar all the time. He gets the game, he said, as a 17-year-old with great timing on his runs. He just needs to really adapt to the physical play of the league. Here is Monis with his first touch. You can see his speed on the wing as he shoved off the ball by Antley. Foul called as Mwape will draw it against Smart. Let's take a look at that last shot again on the Absolute Stone Design replay, right off the post. And Marchetta and Terzaghi on an open net, skying it unfortunately for him. Drizzle starting to form here in Richmond, Virginia. Wape, Falk, trying to give and go, goes out of play. That's actually one issue that Daryl Shore found with Hart Park. It was a bit slow. It was a new turf field that was put down at Hart Park. He said it played a little slow for his side and wished he could have watered it right before the match. Well, here's some rain for him, just wrong side of the country.
This is your last call for adult beverages. All sales stop after the 70th minute. Last call for adult beverages.
Tough spot for Madison this season. They're playing about an hour and 10 minutes away from their home at Breese Stevens Field as Pavone skies this one out of play. Wauwatosa, Wisconsin, a suburb of Milwaukee. As in their home county, Madison wouldn't be able to play their matches due to local health restrictions. But credit to the fans that make that 1 hour plus drive over to Wauwatosa for sure. They had a good showing against Greenville last week. There's Diaz. Mwape 23 appearances for him for the Kickers last year. First time Richmond has led this season. There's Mwape. Mwape puts it in. Dangerous ball, volleyed away by Tobin. Mwape again. Richmond starting to dictate the formation just a bit. Been pretty much a counter-attacking side here in 2020. Possession game, not something we always see from them so far in the Sawatsky style. Offsides the call with the flag up. And it's a free kick as Bulldog went down. Feeling some cramping as well there as the drizzle continues here in City Stadium. Las Vegas takes center stage August 25th when Lights FC takes on Orange County SC on ESPN Deportes. Looking to maintain pace set in Group B, both Las Vegas Lights FC and Orange County SC face a must-win on the national stage. Don't miss the drama unfold August 25th at 10 p.m. on ESPN Deportes. Kira Fitzgerald back with the ball, looking for get another clean sheet here in 2020. He had 9 of them, tied for second as a player last year. Mwape. There's Kraft. There's Bolduc on the run. 1v1 for Bolduc, and a great stop by Diaz. Stays alive with Richmond though. Through and over to Marchetta, and Bolduc still really feeling that cramping as the trainer will be waved down. He goes down again here after that collision with Diaz. They've had a fun battle tonight. Bolduc, a player that Darren Sawatsky adds quite a bit of bite to his team, something he wants to see from all the players a bit more. And as you can see on the Absolute Stone Design replay, trying to find that in the 1v1 ability, but collision bringing him down. Still early in the season, third match for Richmond, and first match in about a week and a half. Had a few days rest after they found out about the Fort Lauderdale match being postponed. And back to the training grounds, and what Sawatsky said was great training sessions this week. They needed to give them a few days to mentally recheck themselves. And it's really tough. We called it players being jumpy as they get ready for these matches and then postponed. And it's been tough for Richmond. Of course, nothing in their power, but fortunately enough, catching any health issues early on in the process, and that's the goal with the restrictions right now across both leagues of the USL currently under play. As coming on now, Bolduc will be off. That's a key loss for Richmond
Kicker
for sure.
substitution.
Zev Toblib coming on for his kicker debut. Last 2
Entering
years
match
playing
number
in
16,
Sweden.
Zev
Knows
Taubli.
Sawatsky from his
Replacing
days
number
with
7,
the Sounders
Matt
U23 squad.
70th minute.
And he'll be joining the midfield now. Toblib, a native of Malibu in California. Long ball, stopped by Diaz. Foul's called, back to Madison. Wojcik, good turn on the ball. Here's Brandon Eaton. Eaton swarmed there, and in the end, enough kicker legs to get it out of there. To throw it on the far side. Giro will take it. Trying to find Smart, instead it's given right back. Terzaghi, the early goal scorer. Through ball down the field, but back to Tobin. 72nd minute here from City Stadium. Forward Madison FC and Richmond Kickers doing battle. Again, I'm Chris Makovic, happy to have you with us. Home opener here in 2020 for the Richmond Kickers. And two sides eager to move up the table. If this result stands at the moment, Richmond will be in 5th, having 3 matches played. They would be up to 4 points, while Madison would stay at 9th place. Both sides scoreless draws in their last matches after falling by 1 goal in their openers. Madison has struggled on the offensive end. Here in possession, at least, we've seen a few counterattack shots. They've had 3 shots to this point and just 1 on target. It's been a struggling day for them. Richmond Kickers 8 shots, just the 1 on target to this point, and that was the goal in the 9th minute by Terzaghi. There's Richmond. Foul there off the ball as Kraft goes down. Wojcik there, maybe a little bit of frustration. He'll get a yellow for it. First yellow card of the season for Wojcik.
Yellow card issued to forward Madison's number 9, Wojciech Buchik, in the 73rd minute.
No look at this on the Absolute Stone Design replay. And the ball was well away when he made the contact. The former Hartford Athletic man went to Bradley University, was the 2013 Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Year. Initially from Poland, but certainly around the city of Chicago recently. And that's where Daryl Shore kind of became familiar with them. He's kind of in charge of scouting a bit in the Midwest when he was with the Real Salt Lake organization. Player down here for Richmond Kickers, and after taking a look at this and what happened, but a lot of pain. That's a terrible sight to see. See what happened here. And Talblib there as he tried to plant in the ground, leg buckling, and that's never a good sign. And what's even worse is just made his debut on the season. This may act also as our hydration break. We're waiting on word of that as we are in the 75th minute already, but a sub on right there going down for Dan Sawatsky. Hopefully Talblib is okay, but we'll have to see if he has to make a sub quickly. Showing the hustle there, going after the Madison keeper, and the emotion of that moment is terrible to see for a player. As Daryl Shore and his side look to respond here. We saw a great run by Brandon Eaton after recently coming on. A good sign is that Talblib, it seems, walking off under his own power. All we can say is we wish him the best, and hopefully it was just a scare. We'll see if Darren Sawatsky has to make another sub because of this. Coming up. Gianluca Cuomo getting set to come on out of Rochester, New York. And it will be for Talib.
Richmond
Subbed on, but now will be checked on by the medical staff. Cuomo making his third appearance of the season.
16,
played last year in Malta.
In the 77th minute.
Played with San Antonio in 2018. Marchetta will get us going again in the black keeper kit. And we're off and running here. Final 14 minutes plus stoppage time here from City Stadium. It's moving day here on the table in USL League One. We'll see if either side can take advantage. Right now it's the Kickers in line for the 3 points, and Madison on the chase. On the left wing, ball sent in, but offsides. The flag went up as well. It's back to the Kickers. The USL's elite pre-professional platform, USL Academy, allows clubs across the USL to build a pathway to pro soccer by bringing together top local youth talent. Following the success of the first Academy Cup events, clubs can now apply to participate in the USL Academy League, kicking off in spring 2021. For more information, visit usl-academy.com or search hashtag USL Academy on social media. Fitzgerald sends this ball off into the night. Those new lights being tested out here at City Stadium. Ball flicked over the top. It was Monis on the run, cleared by Venter. Third time Madison's been down this season, down twice to North Texas in that opening 2-1 loss at Globe Life Park. Over the top, good run. Paulo Jr.'s there. Paulo puts it back over, going down, was eaten. A second opportunity slid away. Appeals for a penalty, but not answered by Matt Franz. Trimmingham stepping up. And a big takedown of Terzaghi. Things getting a little physical here in the 79th. Now Mwape. Venter. Giro. Got it over to Banks. And now Tobin. Skips ahead towards Smart. Cuomo is there, meeting the Jamaican winger. Paulo Jr., former RSL man now. Top of the box, gives it off. Eaton tried the quick turn. McAulhays was there along with Cuomo. There's Trimmingham. Daryl Shore praising the center back's presence on the field. Bringing him in. Giro is down now. He took contact to the face, it seems. Madison making 2 substitutions coming up.
Forward Madison substitution. Welcome back to Richmond, number 17, Eli Lockerbie.
Eli Lockerbie making his second appearance of 2020. Homecoming back to Richmond from a year ago and from his college days. Eric Leonard, the seasoned midfielder, also coming on to help out this comeback effort. Played in Australia professionally, also going to Butler for his collegiate play before helping Madison onto their playoff appearance last year with his 28 appearances. Free kick, Banks sends it in. And Fitzgerald, the only one at the back post. Christian Diaz coming off for Eli Lockaby. Paulo Jr. gave it to Banks, but pass given away. Now Cuomo. Wape. '82nd minute, and the Kickers can play some keep away here. They're eyeing a jump up the table. Currently both sides at 1 point. This would put the Kickers at 4 through 3 matches. There's Kraft. Pause in the action. And it seems that Giro could be dealing with a head injury. We saw him feel some contact to the face before in a collision. He's motioning to his face a bit before, but now stoppage of play, maybe something was seen there. Anything with the head quickly tended to as it should be. Daryl Shore comes over and checks on his player. It looks like Giro will have to come off for a brief moment. He's been key so far this season, coming out of the back. We'll see how Matt Franz awards the ball. And we'll be back to the Kickers, Scott Thompson. Miguel Hayes back over to Fitzgerald. Madison may need to really bring the press here. Richmond in no hurry to move the ball around. Here's Cuomo. Here's Tobin, back to Marchetta. Cuomo, but a foul is called as Eaton tried to spin out of that ball. And it's sounding like that Giro's night is done after feeling that contact. And what's even trickier about this sub is that they just put in Lockaby for Pato Diaz. So maybe that sub could have been saved by this a few minutes ago, but nonetheless, now they have to go deeper on their bench. Gustavo Fernandez, the midfielder, now will have to fill in at left back. And that's at least what we're hearing right now. That sub should occur in the next few moments. As we've entered the 85th minute, last hopes here for Madison. Try to find an equalizer. When you look at the first 16 games for every team from a season ago as a barometer for this year's schedule, top 3 teams at the end of 16 games had 3 losses. Everyone else had more than 3 losses. So if there's a barometer for if a team is still in it this year, it's definitely the loss column. So Madison at 2 already would be quite the trouble spot early on, as teams will quickly be eliminated in this season. Open opportunity maybe for Madison here. Lockaby all the way up to the final third. Cross in, headed away. Venter was there. And it's a corner kick for Madison.
Entering the match for Forward Madison, their 5th and final substitution, number 4, Gustavo Fernandez.
And it is Fernandez coming on, the Stony Brook University product.
Giro
This is brother playing for Tampa Bay Rowdies, Leo Fernandez. Also attended Stony Brook. Ball sent in over everyone. Fernandez getting his first touch. He'll send it in, and a one skip out of play. Goal kick for Akira Fitzgerald. No look here on this ball to the outside. Lockerbie putting the Richmond defense in shambles a bit, but Venter was right there to head it away. Good stop from one of the top defensive players in the league a year ago. A 9th minute tally by Terzaghi, still standing tall here in minute 87. Dangerous one in the box. Madison finding their attack prowess just a bit more in the last few minutes. It's where Darryl Shore found their best play against Greenville last week. Said after the 72nd minute they started to dictate things just a bit more on the field. And their best time in the game came in the 14-minute period, 72nd to the 86th, in his opinion. Out of play and a throw-in for Madison. Through ball down the right flank. Here's Paulo Jr. Jr. puts it on, but an easy stop by Magales. He'll clear it into the night. There's 2 shots on goal combined in this match between the two sides. Mona sending it out wide. Fernandez is there. Now Paulo Jr. Cross in. Back post and headed away by Venter. On the run there was Brandon Eaton. Now Lockerbie stuck in the corner against Antley. Falk sending it out of play. 17 minutes in. Fort Lauderdale and Tormenta tied up 0-0. Now Eaton trying to find a goal for Madison. The offsides flag is up. Well, at the moment, it's Richmond getting that golden Hennessy bottle. Of course, Madison, plenty of time to change things here. Headed out of play by Leonard, and it's a throw-in for Richmond. Terzaghi keeps it in play. Goes down, and a foul called on Lockerbie. Free kick to the Kickers.
The fourth official indicating 7 additional minutes. 7 minutes.
And our UCrop stoppage time. 7 minutes of stoppage time. Plenty of time for Madison in this one. Plenty of time for an insurance tally for Richmond. Kraft will take it to the corner. Out of play, and it's back to Madison. Eaton distributing out wide. Fernandez up ahead to Paulo Jr. Paulo cutting inside. Goes back out now to the overlapping Fernandez. Now Smart will have a go. Cross off of Falcon. It's a corner kick for Madison. It's one area they've seen plenty of opportunities in. Now up to 7 on the night. It'll be J.C. Banks to take it. Sends it in, Fitzgerald bobbles it, still alive, knocked off the line and saved, and cleared by Venter. Banks keeps it alive, cross in, headed on, and out of play. We may have had the save of the week in the first half, but wait, Scott Thompson, I believe, had a second opinion. A bobble by Fitzgerald, and then Thompson gets there just in time to clear the ball. What a stop by the fullback. And then the header out of play by Tobin. 2 huge saves by the Kickers defense tonight. Still about 4.5 minutes in our U-Crops stoppage time. Paulo Jr. winning that one, throw in for Madison. Fernandez. And they'll push him back. You don't often see missteps like that by Fitzgerald, but his defender was there to save him in his time of need. What a huge stop. Fernandez down the right flank. Banks. Leonard sends it down the left. Now Eaton, quick turn. The former kicker moving it centrally. Now Banks. Now Leonard, and out of play. That press just enough on the front line for the Kickers. Wape. A great stop there by Leonard. Paulo Jr. straight the other way. Deflected out by Thompson. Time dwindling for forward Madison. Wojcik now. Monis. Will reset at the top. Monis. Tobin, some room to step up. Nothing there as Pavone closed him down. Now Smart through ball towards Lockerbie. And Antley won it. Just over a minute remaining in stoppage time. Paulo Jr. puts it on frame, and there's Akira Fitzgerald off his line. Headed back to Marchetta. One last heave maybe for Madison. Otherwise, they'll face their second loss of the season. Here, 3 matches in. Now Tobin. Eaton flicks it on. Wojcik puts it out of play. Paulo Jr. thought it was a corner, but instead it's a goal kick. Fitzgerald eyeing his second consecutive clean sheet. He's given up only 1 goal this season in the first half against the Triumph. He'll get that second clean sheet. Richmond Kickers get their first win of 2020 back on their home ground. Darren Sawatsky won in the win column at the head of his new club. And now 4 points on the table. Look, make a big jump up while forward Madison now stays at 1 point. Emiliano Terzaghi in the 9th minute making the difference with the spin and goal, his second overall. And with that, he's our Woodfin man of the match. And since that point in the match, it was the Richmond Kickers taking control and getting the clean sheet. And with that, let's look at the play, which is our play of the match presented by Impossible Pups. And here it is, Antley setting up Terzaghi, but he did it from there. A spin off of Tobin through the legs of Trimmingham and in the back of the net. And Terzaghi's goal stands true, 1-0 on the scoreline, and 3 points for the Richmond Kickers, as the Argentines certainly a name to watch here in the 2020 season of USL League One. Well, when we come back here to City Stadium, we'll have more coverage of the win tonight for the Richmond Kickers. 1-0, they take it over forward Madison.
UFC and more.
I knew that the stone was going to be the absolute foundation to our house. I knew it needed to be durable, but also I wanted it to be beautiful. I love working with Absolute Stone Design because their customer service is top-notch, their staff is super friendly, and most of all, they truly care.
Come explore Absolute Stone Design's reimagined showroom, featuring our all-new shower and flooring galleries. No dream home is complete without Absolute Stone Design.
You are the center of a universe. That's what we've learned in 160 years serving our community. Everybody means the world to someone. So when you're in here, or if someday you find yourself in here, and when all you can think about is the world that revolves around you, we'll be a world that revolves around you too. Bon Secours, healthcare for the universe of you.
Making things easier for you has never been more important. At Atlantic Union Bank, here's what that means. Pull up to our drive-thru, where service meets safety. With debit card controls, turn your personal card off if you suspect fraud, then turn it back on when everything's okay. And remember our free identity theft resolution services, because hackers never rest. Just a few ways we make banking easier. Learn more at AtlanticUnionBank.com.
Welcome back here into City Stadium. 1-0 in favor of the Richmond Kickers here. 3 points for the first time here in 2020 for the Richmond Kickers. And now we'll get set to take a look at our save of the match presented by Impossible Pups. And we could have a few in this match, 2 of them to be exact, but we're going to go with Akira Fitzgerald in the first half. Cox, a great run off of the hop and then off of the shin of Fitzgerald. Fully deserving this clean sheet tonight. Standing on his head and getting help of Thompson late with that clearance off the line. Great celebration for the Red Army and the entire Kickers squad here as we get set now for our full-time highlights from City Stadium. And it started early on for the Kickers in these full-time highlights presented by Elephant Insurance. And Venter to the outside, found Antley, and he found Terzaghi. Terzaghi the quick turn, and as we saw before, our play of the match, and it started us off with the Kickers on top, just like that. And what a moment for the Richmond Kickers here at home. Renovated City Stadium, and they get on the board within the first 10 minutes with a goal like that from Terzaghi, their new man at the top of the formation in 2020. Some other opportunities would come for both sides. It was a physical battle in the first half, cooled down a little bit in the second half. Trimmingham getting the yellow early on to start us off. And here's that save of the match once again as Cox handled this well off the bounce and nearly caught Fitzgerald leaning the other way, but he found it with his left shin and deflected away. We may see that up there for save of the week coming up. Then Pavone, this a great chance, but flicked away by Diaz at the last moment. A good stop from the right back of forward Madison to keep Marchetta out of danger and to keep Pavone off the scoreboard in his first start of 2020. Here is Terzaghi trying to find a second, cleared in the end with the stop from Tobin and the help from Diaz. Paulo Jr. here trying to find Eaton, calls for a penalty, but ball was behind him and nothing called onto from the head referee, Matthew Brandt. Here's the real jumble mess in the corner kick. Akira Fitzgerald goes down, then cleared off the line by Thompson, and somehow, to the credit of J.C. Banks, he got another chance out of this and put it in with the header from Tobin out of play. But an amazing stop at the line by Scott Thompson that should be up for save of the week this week in USL League One. And with that, it's 1-0 Richmond Kickers. One shot on target, all the Kickers needed tonight in the 9th minute from Terzaghi. And just 2 shots on target out of 7 shots for forward Madison. Back to the drawing board, second straight match that they can't find the back of the net. So we'll see if they can remedy things Friday night against Tormenta, their next match for the Kickers. They see Tucson next weekend here in City Stadium. Well, quite a night for the Richmond Kickers back home here at City Stadium. And they find the 3 points from Terzaghi, jumping up the table to 4 points now and getting their first win of 2020. For our entire crew, I'm Chris Makovic. Enjoy the rest of your night, and of course, tune in to Tormenta Fort Lauderdale in action, 9 p.m. coming up, Chattanooga, North Texas. We end over in Tucson, FC Tucson and Union Omaha. Hope to see you there. For now, thank you for watching USL League One Soccer.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.